Okay, good evening, everyone. Continuing in 3 minutes of Tehillim, we are up to Perek Mem, Psalm 40. This Perek is a continuation from the previous one. As we mentioned, the previous one was a very describing David HaMelech, describing a very debilitating malady, a person going through, crushed by suffering and pain. Rashi understood it to be actually that the Jewish people are responding to that and speaking about that terrible calamity. The next parak, this parak, is actually a celebration where the individual, according to the Radak, or as we said, Rashi, talking about the nation, are celebrating and thanking God for recovering or for reaching that sense of redemption if it's talking about the nation. So what are some of the expressions of joy and celebration that I want to highlight? So first of all, Pasuk Zayin, very interesting pasuk. We know that one of the things that we're asked to do in the Torah is bring karbanos, bring sacrifices. But the pasuk says here, Zevach umincha lo chafatzta, right? Hashem does not really want sacrifices, and I understand that. And he says, therefore, lo chafatzta aznaim karisi li ola v'chata lo sha'alti, that you do not want a karban or a mincha. You don't ask for a burnt offering or a sin offering. The Mefarshim explains, because Hashem doesn't want the karban. Hashem wants the Rachmana Liba, Hashem wants our heart. So we say back to Hashem, so therefore, Oz Amarti, I said to myself, my heart, Hine va'asi b'Megillah Sefer kasav alai, that I'm going to bring this Megillah Sefer. What exactly is this talking about? And then, even more strange, the next pasuk is, La'asos ritzoncha Elokai, that I'm going to do what you ask of me, Hashem, my God. Chafatzti is what my desire is. V'torascha b'soch me'oi, and your Torah is in my innards, in my kishkas, we would say, right? What exactly is going on over here? So the Malbim has a beautiful explanation of these psukim, and he says, what does it mean that I know that I don't need to bring karbanos? He says, I understand that you want my heart. And he says, what's this Megillah Sefer? It's not a Sefer that's written on a scroll. He says it's a Sefer that's kosav al luach libi. It's written in my heart. And then what does it mean? It's in my innards. He says, Ein tzarich levakish es toroscha b'sefer hakasav b'klaf v'diyo v'choret enosh. I don't need to actually have a Sefer Torah which was written on parchment, because ki Torah azos, the Torah that I'm coming, as we mentioned, that I'm celebrating the fact that now I'm healed, and now that I've reached a certain pinnacle, a certain redemption, it's coming as an havas toda. I'm bringing a carbon of thanks. Where does that come from? It comes from my innards, my kishkas. It's coming from my soul. He says it's coming mehainu shi nimtseis bekirbi umitzapuni b'sichli. This is I think a modern Hebrew word. Matzpun is a conscious. It comes from my inner soul, and that's what we're saying to Hashem, that it's not a specific karban, it's not a specific sefer, it's who I am, and that's what I want coming to you with my thanks to you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Just one last point, a similar point. Rav Volbe points out the pasuk in Mishlei says, "Rabos machshavos belev ish v'atas Hashem hisakum." There are many thoughts in the mind of man, but Hashem's eitzah will stand. What does that mean? That there's many thoughts of man, and then God. What does it mean exactly? So Rav Volbe said, because the Atzas Hashem, if you dig deep, if you are honest with yourself, if you think about who you are and you really do that deep self-introspection, that Atzas Hashem is where you'll find Hashem's Eitzah. Your own mind is where you'll find it. You have to find maybe the right person to guide you, but it's in your heart. It's there. You don't have to go and do some Kabbalistic meditation or some crazy practice or roll around in the snow. It's in our heart. It's in our soul. It's the Torascha is besoch me'ai.